At last, back home. The library was exactly as she had left it. Not a single book was out of place, not a speck of dust extra. She carelessly dropped her saddlebag on the floor as she made her way up the stairs to her bed. Ever since she was in the hospital, Spike had not been able to muster the will to speak to Twilight, mainly because of grief and guilt. But Spike had to concentrate if he was going to help Twilight get back onto her hooves. After bringing the last of the cases into the library before making her favorite sandwich and putting it on a plate, he made his way up the stairs, holding the snack in his claws before he saw Twilight, laid on her bed, looking out the window. Spike took a deep breath, pushing his emotions to one side before he walked up to the tired unicorn. Twilight? Twilight didn't answer. She looked distant. She was clearly not paying attention. Spike repeated, and this time Twilight looked at him blankly, emotionless, with a look on her face. Spike then held the sandwich up to Twilight's face. I made you a sandwich. It's your favorite. Twilight used her magic to take the plate out of Spike's hand and place it on the end table next to her bed. She then turned back to her view outside the window. Come on, Twilight. You gotta eat something. It's been 4 days. The doctor says it's important to keep eating while you recover. Twilight continued to ignore Spike, and it didn't take long for the silence to get to him. He sighed before walking up behind her. I am trying, Twilight. I'm trying hard here. But you keep blanking out on me. Are you angry with me? Is it because I told the princess where you were? Twilight's ears then flopped flat against her head. Tears began to drip onto the floor. Spike grabbed a nearby box of tissues and walked up to her. Twilight? Of course! Of course it's why I'm angry! Spike fell to the wooden floor, dropping the box of tissues as Twilight stood over him. If you didn't run to the princess, crying like a baby, I'd still have a friend. Just one friend. Now, I have nothing. Nothing! Spike stood up and frowned before standing up to Twilight, staring the unicorn in her eyes. You can't blame that on me. I didn't know what to do. It was dark and no pony was there. I thought you were dead. Twilight stared with venom in her eyes. He was right. She couldn't blame him. It was cruel for her to do so. Keeping her stubborn attitude, Twilight walked away to the window. Spike then turned away, walking down the stairs. Before he walked out of sight, he looked at Twilight, tears freely flowing from his eyes. I thought I saved you. Turns out the Twilight I knew died in that cave as well. You've changed, Twilight. Spike made his way downstairs. Twilight looked at the floor, seeing her reflection in the glossy wood. Twilight could see herself staring back with a mad grin on her face. A sudden urge to kick, then kicked her in the chest. She couldn't control what she was about to say. You have no idea, laughed the demonic voice.